is not to be missed, happening this Saturday, the 20th of April at Napa. Speaking about the 6th annual Spiritual Baptist Musical Talent Explosion, which has so much more meaning behind it. And we're very excited to get into the conversation this morning. Joining us, we have King Shepherd Ray Brathwaite, and also we have Apostolic Bishop Andre D. Francis. Good morning to both of you, and welcome to the show.
Very pleasant morning to you and your viewing public.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here with us this morning. Greatly appreciated.
We're very delighted, yes.
And especially because this is something that is so important. This is so much more, as we said in the beginning, more than a competition. It's a musical explosion. It's everybody coming together. Let's talk about the why, the reason behind it, King Shepherd.
It was triggered way back in 2014 as a result of a vision. We spiritual Baptists live off visions and dreams. So I had this vision where I saw the Baptist community on a big stage with a big band and making a difference outside of their traditional in church with a shack, tambourine and drum, in tune, out of tune. And I saw this massive musical moment with our people. So it is not a competition, it is individual expression of their talents.
Okay.
And it took us 3 years to get it going. It started in 2017. And it started as a gift we got from National Lotteries to get us off the ground. And they have been a faithful supporter to us ever since to keep this project going.
Excellent to hear. So as you mentioned, King Shepherd, individual talents and of course the exposition of such. Bishop, let's talk about how important that is to the community and for this talent explosion.
I think it's very important, especially with the line of unifying the faith and exposing the individual talents of both the young, the middle-aged, and the old. Because we have a mold to break with the perception of the spiritual Baptists. We are not only hymn singers and Sankey singers. We also play instruments. We sing ballads. So when we expand the dancing and so on, when we expose all that talent to the public, they could probably see us in a different light. And also we encouraging persons to come out, not only spiritual Baptists, but the citizens of Trinidad to come out and see that spiritual Baptists got talent.
Definitely, and we're seeing that already. I mean, we know this from the music, as you mentioned, you know, the Sankeys and so much more. But to be able to now have this display is something that is so important to continue to, unfortunately, have to break that stigma that for some reason is still attached.
And you also have the angle of it, of the individual confidence. Like, for instance, one of the persons who will be performing this year, she's an excellent singer. You will listen to her when she sings, but she's never sung with a band. She's never sung with musical accompaniment. In fact, I want to make the point that the big band we used in the past was Errol Links and his musical for the last year, and we have this year Temperature the band.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
And, and they are now our resident band.
That's absolutely fantastic. Tell us, Bishop, let's go to you. How many people do we expect to see perform on stage?
I believe there's 18 or 19 performers.
You mean on stage?
Yeah.
20.
20.
Yes.
This is going to be a really fantastic
It's a
event.
5-hour production, actually.
I beg your pardon?
A 5-hour production.
A 5-hour production. What time does it start?
5 p.m.
At 5 o'clock, so 5 to 10?
Yes.
All right. Well, this is going to be memorable, that's for sure. Now, what about the age groups? Because, of course, we know that talent...
Attendance or artist?
No, of artists. We could get to
The youngest is 8 years.
8 years
8
old.
years old.
Yes. So we have an 8 and 12-year-old, and then we have teenagers up to senior mothers.
And I'm sure that
Full
there's...
range of ages.
Full range of ages. And I'm sure there's been a lot of rehearsal that's been going into this. What has the process been like?
It's, I think it's running very smoothly because of the experience of the band Temperature. They are blending very easily with the artists, and so it's going very smoothly.
Okay, fantastic.
And our dress rehearsal will take place on Friday afternoon on Napa itself.
Wonderful.
So the rehearsals are taking place in the band room, at their band room, but Friday is the dress rehearsal.
Okay, King Shepherd, tell me something. With those who are performing, are they coming from all over the country, from the community, or from one community?
No, from throughout Trinidad and Tobago, as far as Sandy Grande to down south, San Fernando.
Okay. Now, we've spoken about, of course, the fact that this is a talent explosion. It's to display talent, to build individual confidence. But I know that there's a bit more behind this musical explosion. So let's talk a little bit more about the objective of why this is happening.
Well, it is common knowledge that the spiritual Baptist faith was subject to an act by this colonial government, which was called the Shouter's Prohibition Ordinance. And even though it was repealed in 1951, there are still residual effects of a religion criminalized for wanting to serve their God in their way. And therefore, part of the We Baptist Got Talent is to really break that cycle, as Apostolic Bishop was saying, to break the cycle and to get our people triggered in doing things without having to worry about whether or not it is acceptable.
That's something that is so important as well, because many times when we have this conversation, we tend to look at it from the outside and what the outside perspective is, and not necessarily how those who are within may feel. So it's great that you've been able to bring that to the table this morning and bring this to light.
The intent of the Prohibition Ordinance was to destroy the faith. So this morning we want to acknowledge the resilience of our foreparents who withstood that ordinance to allow us today to be part of this very powerful spiritual Baptist faith.
And of course, a very powerful event that's going to be taking place. So let's get some more event details. Time, ticket prices, ticket information. Where can we get tickets?
Well, we're getting tickets at the Napa box office. You could go there throughout the week until the actual day of the event. You could pick up tickets. So don't worry about if you can't go down before Friday. You could go down on the day itself.
Come to the show,
and
go and buy a ticket and
purchase
enter the
tickets
show.
and come. Starting at 5 p.m., we would like people to be there before 5 p.m. so we could have our nice photo takes and so on, and we could look at the people coming in and see who is the best dressed and all these kind of things. So.
And there's a feature of the show where every year we recognize different communities within the Baptist faith. This year we are recognized what we call the unsung hero. Those people who are involved all the time in matters of the faith, but they are never in the forefront. So 15 of those people will be recognized this year.
Wonderful to see also that you ensure that everybody is recognized in such a time. So before we close this morning, just to confirm, it's happening on Saturday, the 20th of April. It's at Napa from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. You can get tickets at the Napa box office. You can also get tickets on the day itself. So there are no excuses. It's open to any and everybody. So come out and support. And before we close, we'd like some closing comments. So we'll start with you, Bishop. Closing comments to Trinidad and Tobago.
I want to say to Trinidad and Tobago, come out and support the Spiritual Baptist Got Talent show. It's going to be exciting, it's going to be exquisite, and it's going to be worth the $200 that you're about to spend.
There we go. And King Shepherd?
Well, my closing remarks is I want to thank TTT for being always faithful to us and to support the things that we are doing. This is a golden opportunity you have given us to say to Trinidad and Tobago that We Baptist Got Talent is on, and that rain or sun, this is not taking place in the open savanna. It is in the nice facility of Napa. And if for rain or sun, the show is going to be on.
Excellent. We look forward to seeing it, and we hope to have you back on the show again soon to continue the discussion.
Yes,
thank you.
Our delight. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
It is our pleasure. We Baptist Got Talent is happening this weekend at Napa. You do not want to miss it, and you want to stay tuned because there's more coming up right after this short break on Now.